Okay, so my name is Anna. I'm one of the community managers here over at Spreaker. This is our first weekly webinar that we're kicking off on how to set up your account, show, and episode pages. So as the weeks go on, we'll get deeper and deeper onto how the website actually works. But for now, we're going to take it slow, and this part is pretty straightforward, but it's good to keep everything kind of clear on how it works. So first, actually, can I just get a confirmation everybody can see the screen right now? Okay, so let's log in. Okay, now first let's go into our settings right here from the drop-down menu on the right. Now here we'll be putting together all our profile data. So our name, we can choose our username. Once the username is changed, you can't change it again. You could put up a picture, biography, location. Now this is the important part here in the settings, where you can choose what you want to be called, what you want to be on the website. So if you're a musician or a band, then everything that you publish on Spreaker will be marked as a track or an album. But I put podcaster, so this way everything comes up as episodes and shows. You can add your contact email, Facebook URL, etc. Now, setting up this page, the way you want to set it up is up to you. One Spreaker account can have multiple shows. So this could be a single person profile. For example, me, Anna, I'm the podcaster, and I'll be having a number of shows created by myself. Or you could set it up as a network. So it could be, the Piazza network, and then have multiple shows that are run all by this same network. It's really up to you. Now, once you click on Save Changes, everything will get saved, and this is what a finished profile page looks like. Now, just to be clear, a profile page and a show page is not the same thing. Sometimes users will set up their profile page, and then once they have their show up and running, kind of leave their show page bare. This is a separate thing. So on this page, users can access all of the last episodes that you've created, shows, see your followers and who you're following. And once you have episodes up and going, the latest episode you've created will also show up. Now, while I'll be getting into more detail on how to create content on Spreaker in the upcoming webinars, for now, I'll just upload a file to show you what it's like to set up your individual episodes information. So I'm uploading a file from my computer. And as the file's uploading, we can change all kinds of different information. The title, so for now we'll call it test. The episode description. You can add location. You can mark the track as private so that only you can listen to it, or public. You can add tags. You can disable downloading on your track by unticking this box so that nobody will be able to download the content afterward. You can mark it for explicit content if you think that your content is a bit mature or suitable only for mature audiences. And then here you can select the show that you want this track to be a part of. Now, when you first start out with Spreaker, you'll get a default show, and it'll be something based on your username. So it'll be something like Anna's First Show. So you can select that and then edit it later, or you can create a new show by clicking on New, adding the title, choosing a file. So this would be the image that the show will have, and then have that set. For now, I already have some shows here. I'm going to select the weekend recap. Lastly, here in Share, you can toggle or untoggle all the social networks that you want this episode to get to get shared to automatically. But we'll get more into distribution in a future webinar. So for now, let's click on Publish. This is the episode page, but first I'd like to take you to the finished, what a show page looks like. So that track was just published onto this show called the Weekend Recap. So this is what a show page looks like. It's a list of all the episodes that you've created. And all the latest episode will always come up on top. There's a description, image, but you can modify this page further than what you see here. So, well, normally if there's no cover image, you would just click on a button that says cover image that normally shows up here. And then you would upload a banner that would be following these restrictions. You can obviously, as you can see, change this later on. But for now, let's click on Edit. And here we can start modifying the show page even more than what you saw before. So you can change the name, you can add a name or change the name, the Weekend Recap, as you can see here. Should I decide to change this, I could also have the URL to this page uploaded as well. You can upload a specific image for the show, set the language, set the category that you want this show to be a part of, so that when a user from the Explore page clicks on the category, it will show up in that category. And modify the description, and click Save when you're done. You can also modify further. I might jump around a little bit because, like I said, some things will be covered later on. So thanks for your patience with that. But here, if you click on Manage Intro, you can actually upload an audio file that you've already created that would be the intro to your show. So that would be either the jingle or the theme song. And once you uploaded it, it would be something that you wouldn't have to worry about ever again. So every time you upload something new or create something new using the web console, once the user presses play, they'll hear the jingle come in, even if you actually didn't put it up there yourself. For contact information, here we'll find, this is all the show's contact information. So if your show has a specific email address, you can add that. For now, I'll put mine. And you're welcome to contact me at this email anytime. To connect on Facebook, this is really actually to connect to a specific Facebook page. You can add a website, your Twitter name, and any other information that that you feel comfortable sharing with your listeners. Here in distribution, you'll see that you can apply to iHeartRadio. I'll cover this again when we talk about distribution, but since we're here, Spreaker does have a partnership going on with iHeartRadio right now, so or iHeartMedia rather. So that means if you're hosting your show on Spreaker, you can submit it to iHeartRadio by simply clicking on this button, and if it gets approved, then it will show up on their platform among their network of radio shows and podcasts. Here in RSS feed customization. So if you have a Pro plan, and actually this goes for Manage Intro too, this is available to those with Pro plans. If you have a Pro plan, you'll be able to modify the RSS feed link of your show. So just to clarify that a little further, every page here has this RSS feed icon, and by copying that link address, you can submit your show to iTunes or Stitcher or whichever platform you prefer. And if you click on Manual, you can set all of that information up, all that metadata up, if you want it to be different from what's already on the Spreaker show page. And that's going back to the show. So as you can see, now that I've added some contact information, enriched it a little bit, the show page looks a little different. Now let's look at a specific episode page. So we can click to see its specific page, and you can further modify this as well. So if you ever prefer to say share the specific link to an episode instead of a show, you can do that. It will have its own kind of look, and you can modify this by clicking on Edit, setting up the title, or changing the title if you'd like. Let's say you put the episode into the wrong show. You can modify that here. And you can also upload a picture onto this specific episode page. I was going to show you what that was like. Here we go. Okay. And again, you can go back and modify any of that information that we had added when we first uploaded the show. By the way, when you create content through the console, it takes you through the same flow. So you'll be taken to a modify episode page right away first. But it like you see right now, you can always modify that later. Again, you can you can export to YouTube or SoundCloud from the episode page. And to know for later, you can actually replace the audio file of this episode, or if you set, let's say something, you decide to replace it that you don't like it, or that you wanted to edit it and then upload it again. And those are the 3 pages. That's how you set up these 3 pages. They are 3 different pages. It's best to fully set each of them up, especially say if you're uploading them. If you're submitting your show to iHeartRadio, they want to see a complete page. So it's good to be mindful of that when you're putting everything together. And that's the webinar. That's our first session finished. If anybody has any questions, I am more than happy to answer them right now. No questions? There's only a few of us, so you guys can just kind of ask right away instead of writing them in the chat. Or if you're too shy, you can write them in the chat as well. We have another 15 minutes or so if you have any doubts.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any charge have more than how many hours or not?
Sorry? Can you repeat that?
Is there any charge? Is there any charge when you have more than, let's say, 20 hours of programs?
Yes, there is. So I can kind of go through the pro plans with you right now. Spreaker is free to use. The free plan has its own restrictions. So every pro plan has its differences, obviously, and as you go up, you get offered more things. The free plan, in terms of audio storage, offers 10 hours. And then if you decide to go live from the web console, there are limits to the amount of time you can be live. So there's a limit to that one session, and that's 30 minutes. But you can always upgrade further. I'm going to pull up the plans page as well. The next plan over, hold on one sec, and I'll show you guys exactly what that looks like. Okay. So this is the plans page. I actually have a coupon set in here. That's why you're seeing these prices. These aren't actually the prices. But with the on-air talent, you get 45 minutes and 110 hours, and more broadcaster anchorman station as you go on.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And you'll see that they all offer, different features. Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any questions? or feel there's anything that I haven't covered. Like I said, next week we'll look into how you actually create content on Spreaker or migrate content on Spreaker. We'll go into distribution later on, submitting to iTunes as well. So we will cover these things throughout the webinar series.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Will this be a weekly or?
For now, it's yes, we plan on it being a weekly webinar. So every Thursday, but we'll let you know far in advance if that's not going to be the case. If we're going to be missing a week for whatever reason.
And can I ask one question about the storage? You said 10-hour storage and 30 minutes live.
That's for the free plan. That's for the free plan, okay. Yes. So, and then if you realize that you need more, you can always upgrade as you go along.
Okay. My last question is if it's in storage, can people still go and listen to that?
Yes.
If it's in the storage?
Yes, okay, exactly. Unless you mark it as private, you could do that. Maybe if you want to upload something, mark it as private, and then make it public on your own terms. But otherwise, it's all reachable and listenable.
Thank you. Very informative. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else? Okay. Well, then I won't keep you guys here any longer than necessary. Thanks again. I'll be sending out an email about what the next webinar, what that will cover, and when that will be.